Hi guys, I'm in mid Wales today. I've come to a place which I've been to many times before, although I've never filmed here, and it's one of my favourite ever places. This is the Elan Valley, and over to my left there's something very large. Very, very large. This is the Caban-coch Dam. This is the first of the dams that you meet when you come into Elan Valley. And behind that is an awful lot of water, which I'm going to show you soon. This is about as close as you can get to the wall of this one. There are two sluices. They're both wide open at the moment. Plenty of water coming out. On other occasions, you actually get water coming over the top and flowing over, which is really very dramatic. I'll have to see if I've got any photographs of that from when I've been here before. This was the first of the dams to be built. It's called Caban-coch, which I think means red cabin. I believe when they were building the dam, there was sort of like a scaffolding or a railway going across, and there was a temporary hut built, a cabin, and it was red. I think that's why it's called Caban-coch, but if I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. So there are two hydroelectric stations just here below the dam. Here's the one, and the other one is situated the other side of this bridge. Down there you can see the visitor centre, which is very nice. It's got a nice little cafe, a shop as you might expect, very nice clean toilets, play facilities for kids. You do have to pay for parking, it's £3 a day, but that allows you to explore the entire Elan Valley and helps towards the upkeep of it all. The river is the River Elan, or Elan. Some people say it's the Elan Valley, some people say the Elan Valley. I'm not really sure which is right. So if anybody does know, again, please let me know in the comments. Lots of walks available up here, and they're all well signposted. This one will lead us up to the top of the dam on this side. I don't think it's meant for the faint-hearted, but we'll have a go and we'll have a look at the dam from the very top. It's actually quite a steep climb up here. You definitely need walking shoes, or boots would be better. It's quite slippy in places. Here we are. We've arrived. How about that for a view then? So the water level is actually much lower than I'd expected. As you can see, it's well below the top, so not much chance of seeing it overflowing today. I have been here and the water's been right up to those trees over there, where you can see the discoloration on the banking. Fairly large car park over there. I have parked there on occasions. That's the more popular side of the dam, because you do have to scramble up some pretty slippery steps to get to this side. And get an idea of the size of it from up here. I believe the stones that were used were all quarried locally from around here. Yes, you can see how low the water is. Not so many people come up to this side of the reservoir. It is a reservoir. The main road carries on over there, and I'll be driving up there shortly. It's quite a big reservoir. It actually goes off in two different directions. When you get to that corner, the one direction goes off that way, and that continues the Elan Valley and the Elan Valley dams. But then there's also a valley going to the left, which is the Caban-coch Valley, and that's where the river Caban flows into all this and joins. And there's a bridge across, which I'll show you soon. So you can actually drive all the way over there and up through the Caban Valley, where there is another dam. And that's the Caban Dam. It was built, I'll have to check, I think it was in the early 1950s. So it's considerably younger than the rest of the dams. And there are 4 main dams in the Elan Valley, plus the Caban, which makes 5. Now if you do visit the Elan Valley, particularly if you walk up here to the top of Caban-coch, there's quite a nice walk on this side. Again, it's not really for people with any mobility issues, I don't think. It's not that bad, but and you can walk around for my memories, right, something like a mile, and then you come to the remains of a very small dam which was built into the hillside, and it's very small and not much of it remains now. One reason being that it was blown up during the Second World War, and the reason was when they were trying to design the bouncing bombs that the dam busters were known for using, they needed to test out the theory on dams in this country, and so this small dam was used as a little sort of a guinea pig to test where the best place would be to explode the bomb when it rolls down the wall. You wouldn't know that now to look at the remains, but it's a nice little walk on a fine day. Not something I'm going to do today. It's a bit drizzly, and I do have quite a lot to cover because I have an appointment at 2:30, which I really don't want to miss. It's a very useful schematic. It shows you how the water is abstracted from the reservoir and makes its way all the way to Birmingham. I believe it emerges at Frankley Reservoir, just outside Birmingham. Quite a vantage point, isn't it? This is Garreg Ddu. That's the foil tower. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced. And it's under there that the water is extracted and begins to flow through a pipe all the way down to just above Caban-coch, where I think it's filtered, and then it makes its way under gravity all the way to Birmingham. The Elan Valley continues up there. The road hugs the water side quite snugly, and the next dam we'll come across is Pen y Garreg, and then beyond that is the only curved dam. The others are all straight, but there is a curved dam at the very top of the system, and that's called Caban-coch, which I often think is the most photogenic of them all. Not sure if we'll get to that one today. There's still such a lot more to do, and it's quite drizzly at the moment. So this one, Garreg Ddu, is sometimes known as the sunken dam, because what looks like just a bridge with a number of pillars is nothing of the sort. It's actually a dam. Just below the water level there is a dam. And sometimes when in the middle of summer perhaps, the top of the dam wall is exposed, and so this water is held back, because the reason for all this was that water could be abstracted and taken away to Birmingham, so there's a minimum level they like to keep in this reservoir. Yeah, so this chapel, it actually says Chapel of Ease on the sign. This chapel was built to replace one which already existed in the valley, but which had to be demolished when the dams were built. Don't know if you can read it. It says, "This stone was laid by Alderman Charles Gabriel Beale, Lord Mayor of Birmingham, in the presence of the members of the City Council, 19th day of June 1900. 123 years ago. What a shame the weather is not great today. I've been here before on days when it's been gloriously sunny. I think these gates should be able to keep any sheep out. It does look at first sight as if the place is locked up. But we're going to have a look inside. Such an atmosphere of calm in these places, these old churches. How can you feel anything but peaceful when you come in here? I won't step on there because my feet are a little bit muddy now. It's beautiful. I almost feel like breaking into song, but I'll spare you that. Let's walk across this dam and have a look at the foil tower. This is a nice view of the chapel. So there's a reasonable car park over there where I've parked, and it's a bit gravelly, a little bit muddy, but not too bad. You only have to pay once for parking in the valley, and that's when you get to the visitor centre. That £3 covers you for any car park in the valley. Be great to see inside the tower. I'd love to do that. So if you carry on this road past the two remaining dams, you can actually eventually come all the way to Aberystwyth, and I've done that. We had a cycle touring holiday some years ago now, and we actually cycled all the way up here with our panniers. Bikes were really laden down. God knows how we did it, but we did it. And we had a whole week, and on one of the days we cycled up here and we got to Aberystwyth. And with all this rain, I don't think I'd even want to do it today. Such a shame it's turned out like this. Now there is a reason why I've come up today, and I do have an appointment at 2:30, which I really don't want to not keep, if that's good English. So here's the foil tower. You used to be able to walk along there, but they seem to have locked it off now. So you can actually walk all the way from Caban-coch right up past all the dams, or of course you can cycle on here. It's not the greatest of surfaces in some parts, so personally I wouldn't bring a racing bike, but a mountain bike or a hybrid bike, absolutely fine on this. Yeah, so just under the water level, not very far I don't think, is the top of the dam here, and it's a bit of a shame it's not showing today. You might see what I meant, but take it from me, there is a dam. It's just under the water level, and when it's all full, the water comes right up to just under the arches, and I've seen it like that. So the entrance to Pen y Garreg car park is just down by here, and as you can see it's full of cars. But just so you know, around this corner there are about I don't know, maybe 20 nice parking spaces, tarmac parking spaces, and that's where I've parked. It's my car and one other car. So I would always suggest, if that car park at the bottom is looking full, that you do that. When they were building the dams, they actually built a railway to carry all the stones and the workers from the village at the bottom up to the dams. And you can just about see the line of it. It comes out near the top of the next dam and carries on right up to the uppermost dam, the Garreg Ddu. Now you may wonder, why is there a phone box out here in the middle of nowhere? It's a good question. But the mobile phone reception is absolutely awful up here. I haven't had a signal now for about 2 hours. So I'm on the Vodafone network. It might be better with others, I don't know, but just be wary of that if you do come here. You may well lose your mobile signal. So the next dam is just up by here. So the dams are managed by Welsh Water, or Dwr Cymru in Welsh, and a number of times a year during the summer months they open this dam, Pen y Garreg, to the public, and you get to walk inside the corridor. You might see there's some windows just below the top of the dam, and there's a corridor behind that, and you're allowed to walk in there and then right up onto the balcony of the Royal Tower. Fabulous view. I've done it twice before, I think, maybe more, but certainly twice, and it's always nice. It's very dark in there, so I'm looking forward to that. They like you to book if you can, so I've booked for the 2:30 to 3 o'clock slot. I think you can just turn up and pay on the entrance, but you have to have cash in that case. I think it's £5 for an adult. So I've still got about half an hour yet. Have a little look around before I make my way up. Yeah, so there's the entrance way. Have to make my way up there. Have to cross over, and then I'll be going through the corridor right to the other end. One of the things I really love about coming up here is this oak tree. There used to be a sign which said how old it was. I think it's believed to be quite a few hundred years old, and judging by the size of it, I think that must be true. I always like coming here and seeing the oak tree, making sure it's still here, it's doing well. It does seem to be. A long time ago, I think a branch came down, but other than that, it's very much as I remember seeing it last, about a couple of years ago. The design is quite similar to Caban-coch, other than the fact there is the corridor in the top and the foil tower in the middle. The actual wall structure and construction is very similar, except there's only the one sluice in the middle of the wall at the bottom, whereas Caban-coch has two. About as close as I can get to the wall. This is the way out of the tour. I'm just going to go up to the very top of the path, and then the railway carried on up here, not quite so steep anymore, winds its way around and eventually comes to the very top dam, Garreg. Water level is down quite a bit in this reservoir as well. You can see it's well below the top of the wall. So a bit of a walk up the path, but I think I'm almost at the entrance. About 10 minutes early yet, so I don't suppose they'll let me in, but that's okay. The weather is improving now, which is nice, so we should get some good views when I'm on the top of the dam. Yeah, so there's the entrance just down below, and I'll give it 5 minutes and then I'll wander down, and hopefully they'll let me straight in. Should be 2:30 by then. So they let you walk inside the dam, but they won't let you walk across it, and who in their right mind would want to? I certainly wouldn't. So the railway line went all the way across there, round the next bend, round another bend, and another bend I think, and eventually reaches the top dam, Garreg. Oh, I wish I could go down there, right down to the very bottom, look. But I can't, we have to go this way. This is the corridor. I'm not sure how well this is going to come out with the windows. Right, so I think we've reached the tower now in the middle. The only way is up. The entrance where I came in. The main road goes along that side of the reservoir.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, yeah, casino. Yeah. Oes. The next one. About another mile or so.
And here we are. We're out again.